It's important to add some modern context to these biblical lessons. Hello, got the controversy here, and I'm reading through the book of Jeremiah at the moment. And one thing I recently came across that's been a bit of a pattern in a bunch of the books of the Old Testament is that the early Israelite Hebrews getting punished for worshiping Baal and false wooden idols. And it's something that just kind of struck me as like a what's wrong with you people? Why are you having so much trouble keeping those commandments? It's not like it's that hard to say and keep, I am the Lord your God, you shall have no other gods before me, and do not make a carved image and worship it. It shouldn't be that difficult, right? Because I have no trouble doing that. I don't have trouble with people telling me that, oh no, Baal and God are completely compatible. I worship both of them, and it's perfectly fine. And I don't have people telling me that their wooden idol is just as much God as my man in the sky. And then it hit me that I am saying that with thousands of years of hindsight and a context in which there's not really the cult of Baal anymore. Uh, I can't say for certain that nowhere on earth do people worship Baal, but at least in terms of what is described in the Bible, it's we don't really have a big following of the cult of Baal anymore that is pushing their beliefs on people, and we don't really have people worshiping wooden idols. But then it hit me that these biblical lessons and stories are not just about the literal current example, but also everything else. It's not so much that they were worshiping Baal and the wooden idols, it's that they were breaking the commandments and doing things that were not compatible with following God. And then it hit me that we have that kind of problem now. And we wouldn't be talking about people that are worshiping Baal. We'd be talking about people that are worshiping themselves and worshiping celebrities and worshiping the earth through environmentalism and whatnot, and worshiping the medical community and a bunch of other things that are frankly just secular, and people saying that no, 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 it's all compatible, and that you can believe in the woman's right to choose and believe in an all-loving God who created all of humanity and created every single one of us before we were even birthed in the womb, and saw to us in which we were all created specifically with purpose. So it's like there that's where we get into the things, is that there's it's not so much that people are worshiping Baal and the idols, but you got people that worship celebrities. You got people that worship the medical community. You got people that worship politicians. You got people that frankly worship anything that's equally as toxic and corrosive as the wooden idols. That, okay, maybe a person could do more than a wooden statue, but that's just all on a very surface literal level. It's not so much that is that people are putting their faith in people, humans, flawed individuals just like themselves, who have no greater authority than what is already granted to them over God. And that's where we're running into problems, is that you got people that say, no, I follow all the Christian doctrine, but then worship a politician and think that the politician is going to save them through all their things. And the politician can do a lot of good things for you here and now, but there are people that take their worship of the politicians too far. Like there, maybe you don't remember, but there were a lot of people. There was at least one guy that had a bit of a viral clip that was like some entertainer that said that their Lord and Savior was Barack Obama, and no, your Lord and Savior is Jesus Christ. Unless, of course, you're worshiping Barack Obama as a false god. So that's where we run into our problems, is that you got people that, okay, they're not getting confused of doing pagan polytheism, but they're getting confused of the secular worship of the self and the Christian, Judeo-Christian worship of God. And that's where that's the lesson that we need to take from these passages in the Old Testament of the early Hebrews falling for worshiping Baal. And it's like, that's the kind of thing, is that if you replace Baal with American Idol, or you take the false idols and replace them with American Idol, the singers, the celebrities, all that, it's like, it isn't to say that like there's no good that can come from just these entertainment things of the earth, but that's the context which we gotta remember, is that while at the same time there's also nothing wrong with being a craftsman that makes a statue of the local warrior, like the hero warrior that saved the village, and doing that to remember them. It's not the act itself, it's the worship of it, because God doesn't have the problem with people liking television. They don't have the problem with people enjoying movies, but it's the problem when people put the love of that above the love of God. That is where people fall into problem, and that's where people get confused. You get what I'm saying? So when reading through that, remember that context, is that it's not just about that people worshipped these false idols that were obviously false idols. It's that people got confused and put their worldly needs and desires above them, which we are called to fully believe. All right, well, this has been Catholic Controversy signing off. May God bless you.